He needed to take responsibility. I told him I needed answers and that we'd meet the next day, so I could ask my questions. When we met, I asked why he'd done it after. I'd made it clear how I felt about the previous trip. He didn't have a real answer, but eventually said he wanted an easy release. That intercourse felt like too much effort sometimes. That confused me because I used to offer handjobs, which he often refused. He claimed it felt bad to ask his girlfriend for that. Yet before the Thailand trip, we had sex 2 nights in a row, and somehow he managed to get a handjob every night on the trip, despite usually saying 3 times a week was his limit. I suspected he did it because he thought he could get away with it if he downplayed the details. I told him I'd think about what to do next and took a break to stay with my grandparents. During that time, I realized what hurt most wasn't the cheating. It was the lying, the betrayal, and the fact that he ignored my boundaries. I had been willing to work through the earlier issues, his conflict avoidance and cultural misunderstandings, but now I couldn't trust him. I told him that if we were to try again, we'd have to start from scratch and he'd have to rebuild my trust. 4 days later, he came to the town where my grandparents live and asked to meet. I agreed. When we met, I felt he didn't fully understand why we broke up. I explained again and he gave up quite easily. That hurt. It made me feel like our relationship hadn't meant much to him. I think he assumed my mind was made up and didn't want to fight for it. Later, when he came to collect the rest of his things, I told him I still had feelings and part of me wanted to get back together. I felt guilty for deciding to break up without discussing it first. However, I don't regret ending it, but the second chance was on the table. We decided to have no contact for 2 to 3 months to reset. Right now, we're in the first month of no contact. I broke it twice. Once, while drunk, I cried to him that I missed him. He responded kindly and even offered to meet once a week if I couldn't handle the silence. The second time, I messaged to let him know I had bacterial vaginosis, not an STD. I want to see him again, but I'm trying to hold back because I know I need to rebuild myself first. I need to be okay even if we don't get back together. Still, I wonder how he feels and whether reconciliation is possible. I know what he did was wrong, but I also believe better communication might have helped. Now, through this breakup, he may finally understand how I felt and what I needed from him.